Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 37. We are just 1.5 shows removed from NXT, the Super Variety. We are getting back into the angles and into the overall story building and arc building here of NXT Season 2. Let's get straight into the action. The camera rolls as showing Renee Young and Corey Graves welcoming us to the NXT show. NXT opens up with the ring opening and a new theme hits. Kevin Owens and Charlotte to the side follow him, followed by Big Cass and Carmella holding hands behind them, showing up to a chorus of boos after their actions against Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. The quartet hit the ring. Kevin Owens, I am not Scott Hall. I am not Kevin Nash. I am going to fight with my fists and not my mouth. What happened at Super NXT was our God-given manifest destiny. New name. Ding, ding, ding. Manifest destiny has been redefined as whatever I set out to accomplish, whatever we set out to accomplish. Manifest destiny isn't just a theory anymore. It's a lifestyle. The mic drops as the new group Manifest Destiny, Kevin Owens, Charlotte, Big Cass, and Carmella, leave the ring extremely arrogantly and cocky. The new era has been mounted in. And about that featured great action and average heel, Baron Corbin defeats La Sombra in 8 minutes with the end of AIDS to qualify for the second NXT TakeOver 100 Money in the Bank spot. La Sombra with Bo Dallas, Mr. NXT, he continues to put on the best matches in the promotion. He is the boy Bailey. So Baron Corbin advances here. We see the new group Southern Style, James Storm, and the Revival, Dash and Dawson, on the screen in the back. The group debuted with Nakamura while Nakamura was getting beat down at Super NXT when James Storm returned after having not been a part of Season 2 to help aid William Regal, the man who got him out of Season 2, and was helped by Dash and Dawson as they fended off the Balor Club sans Finn Balor. So the Southern Style, James Storm, Dash and Dawson have been making their mark already here since they've all came back in Season 2. Alright, we're gonna do this. What? Okay, whatever. Still to come. In-ring signing for the NXT Heavyweight Championship match at NXT TakeOver 100 between the NXT Heavyweight Champion Mr. NXT and the challenger Bo Dallas is still to come here on NXT tonight. And about that good action, but not in the much way of heat, the Revival defeats the Vaudevillians in 8 minutes when Scott Dawson defeats Simon Gotch by pinfall with the Go Home, the Go Hard. So Southern Style, newly turned face, defeats the Vaudevillians, newly turned heels, and Dash and Dawson with a big victory here tonight over English and Gotch. The camera now finds Enzo backstage. I've said this a few times, and it looks like I'm going to have to say it again. I'm going to have to repeat myself. Big Cass at NXT TakeOver 100. The blood is going to come down from that big stupid head of yours, and is going to be on that record. Get on the phone. Call Guinness, because it's going to be that type of night for you. The fans cheer. Big Cass, I'm legitimately angry. Crazy angry. You and that heathen Carmella wasted years of my life. We rode up and down the coast, partied together, trained together. Just give weeks, Cass. In 5 weeks, you're mine. The scene ends with another Enzo Amore chant. Enzo Amore has really become into quite a top-notch babyface here in NXT The Game in terms of his overall momentum and likeness of the crowd. But moving on to that first blood match. The camera shows Charlotte and Carmella backstage in the back beating down the NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks pretty bad. The pair leave when Sasha stops moving, and they leave with flair. Woo! Anyways, just trying to get over that Charlotte is the Kevin Owens of the women's division, just violent and vicious and angry all the time. So, Manifest Destiny's own Charlotte and Carmella take out Sasha Banks, who she will be facing at NXT TakeOver 100 for the NXT Women's Championship. The camera comes back to the ring, and Mr. NXT is putting a signature on a piece of paper as Bo Dallas does the same. Well, there you have it, says Regal. A 30-minute NXT Heavyweight Championship match at NXT TakeOver 100 is official. The fans cheer. Mr. NXT says, Regal, Mr. NXT, I have something to say. The fans boo as Mr. NXT as he straightens his mask and clutches the NXT Heavyweight Championship that rests on his very broad shoulders. You know, I fought my way from the bottom to the top, and now I'm here. Here at the very top of the NXT mountaintop. Bo Dallas interrupts. For the time being, says Bo, stepping up to a mixed reaction. Mr. NXT, he says, smiling. Like me, you believed in your ability. You cashed in on Sammy. You took advantage. You proved you could do whatever it would take to become and hold such a prestigious championship. Point being, asks Mr. NXT, I just hope you enjoy it is all. It's one thing to win a title, but it's another to defend it. Because to be perfectly honest, how you got this far is a mystery to us all, says Bo. Isn't it time you take off that mask? Mr. NXT smirks through the mask as a take it off chant begins. You and everyone else, says Mr. NXT. Why would I do that? Because I'd leave, says Bo Dallas, laughing to himself. A contender, someone who you'll have to be watching over your back, will be gone if you beat me. And if I win, not only do I get the NXT Heavyweight Championship, but I get your mask, Mr. NXT. The fans cheer and chant. William Regal seems intrigued but blows off the entire situation. I win, I keep my title. I win, you're gone for NXT. You win, you get my title. You win, you get my mask, he says, recapping. You know what? You're on. Regal's face drops, as well as Bo Dallas, who really wasn't expecting him to accept the offer, as he was more so trolling him. And at NXT TakeOver Bo. And at NXT TakeOver 100, the fans cheer and chant yes. Bo Dallas will have his last match. The fans cheer as Mr. NXT as he's walking away. Bo screams on the mic, or Mr. NXT will have his identity revealed. The fans cheer at that as well, as Bo is proud of himself for his witty and quick comeback. Mr. NXT has to stop. That's not happening. Mr. NXT leaves as the fans are shocked at what just happened and what was agreed to. NXT TakeOver 100, NXT Heavyweight Championship on the line. If Bo wins, he gets Mr. NXT's mask. If Mr. NXT wins, Bo is gone from NXT. What in the world just happened? We see the number one contenders to the NXT Tag Team Championships of the American Wolves, Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, walking to the ring. They are in action next. Next week on NXT, after the event tonight, we are going to get Charlotte and Carmella teaming up to take on the team of Sasha Banks and Bayley. Alright, so just a good match next week. And a match that features some good action, but not in much way of heat. American Wolves defeated Gargano and Ciampa in 10 minutes when Davey Richards defeats Ciampa by pinfall with a shooting star press. So this was just to get the American Wolves their singles tag team debut matchup victory here, as they beat Gargano and Ciampa, who have been built up pretty strongly actually over the last couple months. We now see Blake and Murphy with Alexa Bliss backstage with the Kingdom's Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Maria. They are teaming up to take on Apollo Crews, Hideo Tommy Neville, and Samoa Joe in the main event. And it's next! In 2 weeks, says William Regal, the 2017 Fabulous Freebirds Trio Classic. Coming in just 2 weeks. And about that, has some good action in average heat. Blake and Murphy and the Kingdom defeat Apollo Crews, Hideo Tommy Neville, and Samoa Joe in 10 minutes when Blake defeats Apollo Crews by pinfall with a spine buzzer after a distraction. I'm not going to read all that. Basically, Maria and Alexa Bliss was shaking their asses for all four members of their opponents. So Blake and Murphy and the Kingdom get the victory here tonight on NXT in the main event. Just a fun main event. I wanted to see what I could get ratings with as far as ratings go. I've been teaming Joe and Apollo Crews for a long time, as well as the Tommy and Neville. Just wanted to see what I can do. Pretty good rating for the main event. We got a big main event next week, so let's see what we got for the show. We got alright, increased it in 4 regions. Not great, but not horrible. This was NXT The Game Season 2, Episode 37. Thank you for watching, and I will have another show back up tomorrow or the next day.